Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Thursday, July 10th of 2025. I am out here in my garage because I am going to clean out my deep freeze. I haven't done this since we moved in, so I'm going to do that. I usually, when I did before, I'd have tarps and I would bring everything out on tarps. I don't know where our tarps are. They're in a box. I saw the box labeled with tarps. It's above, I think, in that stack there, or it's up in here, one of those areas. I'm not going to reach it. So instead, I'm going to put all the food in my reusable shopping bags. I'm just going to move this down. It's kind of tricky. I wish I could find my other camera stand. So I'm just going to do this. You can see the freezer is quite full, lots of things, and I don't know what's in here. I can't see. So I'm just going to start by bringing all this food out and separating out into, if it's meat, fruit, vegetables, cheese. I've got freezies, pizza, things like that. Just get everything organized in separate categories. When I get that done, I will be back. Okay, so I've got all the food out here separated. So I've got, this bag has the chicken burgers. This one is all the little pot roasts that are like regular size. This bag here, we've got the larger pot roasts that my husband had bought, and he cut them into smaller chunks. In this bag, it's mixed veggies and pierogies, dumplings, and I forget what else I threw in here. Oh, the cheese. And then over here is just an assortment of a few odd things, like my ice cream maker. I've got some frozen fruit that I had cut up that I'll be using in the next week or so. The thing of freezies, pizzas. I've got a whole turkey still. I got some breadcrumbs that I turned for stuffing. And that's all the bacon we just bought. And then I had to run back into the house because I did find the basket, cleaning out things. So I do have the basket, and I'm going to put the cheese in here. So I'm just going to start putting all the food back in the freezer. I'm not washing out the freezer. I washed it out when we moved. I could take the time and scrape some of this ice off. With my back today, I'm not going to do that. I think just pulling the food out of the freezer and then putting it back in is going to be enough of a job for today. And then I do have, like I said, this freezer here. I will just kind of go through this freezer and the fridge freezer and just see what is in there and what needs to get kind of organized, and what I have for fruits and vegetables. And my kitty came to see me. Okay, so I'll be back as I get this food back in the freezer. Okay, so I got the larger meats in the freezer. So we got our turkey. We have 1 lamb roast, about 20 packs of bacon, and then we also have 8 of those other beef roasts. And then my husband had bought a couple of these extra long, where is it? These are these extra long. This is the beef eye of round whole something. I can't quite make out through the... But we had got a whole bunch of these, and he cut them up into smaller chunks. And so we've got 12 of these smaller chunks of beef roast. So that just lets me know how much meat I have in the freezer. So we've got 12 of those, 8 of the others. So that's 20 roasts, 1 lamb roast, a turkey, and 20 packs of bacon. So that's a lot of meat in our freezer. And now that it's all here at the bottom, I can put some of the lighter stuff on top. It's really hard when you're trying to figure out how much fruit or vegetables you have in the freezer when the big quantities of meat get put on the bottom. And I've got it in a way so that the bags here will be used up before the other roast. Even though I think the other roasts were bought before, I haven't really gone through and checked the dates on them. They're all bought within the same 2-month time frame. So everything's in the deep freeze. It's not going to matter. It's when we buy more roasts, then I'd have to put the newer stuff on the bottom versus right now it's like the new stuff was sitting on top. But I definitely wanted to get the bags on top and use those first. So now I'm just going to get everything else in here and I'll be back as I get them put away. Right, so I got the rest of the food in here. So just sitting here, I put a bag of breadcrumbs. I've got some rhubarb. I've got pineapple to make pineapple vinegar. So the rhubarb I might take in because I'm making pie today and tomorrow. So I might find a recipe to do rhubarb some kind of pie. And I do want to make some of that pineapple core vinegar. So it's like it's almost similar to that apple cider vinegar with the mother. So I wanted to try to make some of that. And then in here I've got the bricks of, or the cheese slices. I got my bags of like dumplings, pierogies, whatever you want to call those. And then here I have my ice cream maker. Sits there. I've got a big thing of peas. I've got a bag of my potato cheddar pierogies. I've got a couple bags of different types of chicken. So one is like chicken, I don't know what it's called. This one's my chicken parmesan. And then that is the chicken strips. And I have a small bag of Oriental style vegetables. So that is everything back in there. And I also kind of cleaned and organized this. So I put the Dr. Pepper freezies back there. We have some more cheese just sitting here. It's a different type. So it was in this freezer. And then I've got my frozen yogurt. My daughter's got her ice cream. My daughter has her fudgesicles. And then we have our lasagna. And I just stuck the pizzas in this one. Be so much easier to get to. And then I do have a thing of chicken. There's one pork loin and there's 2 packs of bacon. These will be the next meats that I have to use because they have been in the freezer for a while. They've been in this freezer. I did find at the very bottom of the big deep freeze 1 pack of the Eggo waffle, so I'll be taking those in the house. So now I'm gonna go inside and do the freezer in the house. I didn't do the freezer, I did the fridge last time. I want to say like this fridge is still pretty much as organized as it was. Not a lot of stuff really moves in my house. So I'm just going to take these couple items into the, well, I'm going to leave them here. I'm going to go and do the freezer in the house. Okay, so now I'm back in. I'm going to do my fridge freezer here. So I've got all these pull-out drawers. So I'm just going to take everything out of each of these drawers, see what's in here, and figure out, you know, what I have. And when I get this all pulled out and sorted, I will be back. Okay, so all the food is cleared out. It's just sitting here on this little part of my counter. There's not a lot of stuff really here. It just needs to be more organized. So I've got this shelf. This first rollout drawer here is for the ice. And this other top one here I gave to my daughter for all her stuff. Then I've got these other 4 drawers. I have a couple of them that I have to wipe out or wash out. Food has spilt inside. So I'm going to quickly wipe the inside of all these drawers out and get, you know, this food sorted and figure out which drawers I want to put each thing in. I like having the meat in this bottom one here or this bottom one. I don't know, I just got to figure out, just got to look at the little freezer here. It tells me, right here, will tell me what each of the things are at. So my fridge is set to 3 degrees, and then my Celsius, and then my 2 bottom freezers have 2 separate temperatures. So the bottom left is -15 and the bottom right is -18. So it's the -18 one is where I keep the meat. So I'm just gonna, I guess, divide all this stuff and figure out which one of those drawers it goes into, and then I will be back. All right, I've got everything in here. So up here's the ice. Up here I also put the little ice packs in here. And I have this Ziploc bag that has these other little ice cube things. That is for my kids' slushy cups. And even though my kids don't live at home, or most of them don't live at home, I still have those and I still keep them in my freezer. This next drawer here, I put in all the fruit and veggies. So I got mixed veggies here. I've got coconut, blueberries, and cranberries. The next shelf here, I've got pierogies and dumplings. So it's just kind of a mix of different pierogies, different dumplings. Yeah, those are also called dumplings. I don't know, there's just those different ones. They sometimes have different names for them. Okay, and then this top shelf here, I've got all my daughter's stuff. This is her stuff. So she's got her popsicles, and she's got her bananas. And she bought herself some fruit to make smoothies. So she's got dragon fruit and strawberries, and then her ice cream. And then the next drawer here is just a mix of a few things. So I've got a pineapple, I've got some Eggo waffles, got pie crust, some ice cream here, and then the bottom drawer is the meats. So I had this stewing meat and the chicken was in here. And then from the brown fridge freezer, I brought this pack of chicken and these 2 packs of bacon because they're older, they need to get used next. And also from the deep freeze, I had found 1 more pack of waffles, so I also just brought those in here. So now my freezer is organized. My fridge is okay. I did it recently in the last week and a half or so. It's not the best. There is stuff just everywhere. Right now I'm going to be making pies, so I was defrosting berries to make some pies. And then I've got all those vegetables there, so I will be making a vegetable soup in the next day or 2 as well. So like I said, my fridge, it's got stuff that it's like in the process of being, used up. So when that stuff's gone, my fridge will be, cleared out again. But today I just really wanted to get the freezers done. Yeah, so again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos. And I will see you in the next ones. Bye.